said this while Mike was in the room. My wife just looking at It's an awkward compliment, though. It's not something we're used to hearing. So.
That's the same thing they said. You would have been, I still were raising my neck,
Right.
but they said if you had been so fit,
Yes.
and at that time I was teaching women's boys. It's always a big difference. I was special trained. So they said if you hadn't been so fit, you would be paralyzed from that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, it is true.
So it could be, yeah.
Yes.
If I fell off the building, I would be able to sit because I had groceries in the shelf now. So.
Yes. Well, that's what happened to Brandon. He's got 2 guys. Yeah, one of our trainers is the same thing.
That had to be so exciting. We're all special in school up there. Disrespected to that.
Yes, I probably
Oh, yeah. Bob.
She knows. Yeah. Should be 2 on Wednesday.
Everything's good.
Work in progress. Okay.
She can't walk yet, but she did stand by herself for about 30 seconds twice this week. Yes. So it's right around the corner.
Yeah, only 20 seconds a few days ago.
Yeah, so it's
Better. Hey, Carol.
I can run home real quick.
Where's the proclamation?
Did you just say? Hey, forgot to share.
Of course. I'll stand in front of you if they take any pictures.
Okay.
Hey, the lady, take the
Never
picture.
really see your shirt.
Oh, yeah.
This is my husband, Wayne.
Hi, Wayne. How are you? Nice to meet you.
I didn't either.
Good. I'm glad you could come out tonight.
Yeah. Brazil took some time.
Nice, and I only got lost once.
Oh,
You know what? By the fire department, the stock, do not.
Oh, that's the
Oh, yeah.
where are you coming from?
Yes,
That's it. Okay.
yeah, I've never been to this part of the show.
Okay, so you go to,
I came up, Tuesday, my GPS brought me up 271 and 480.
okay.
And then,
You should have just looked at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I was like, when I hit the Broadway intersection, I've been here.
Yes.
Especially from your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Taking it away.
yeah, it did.
It takes you outside.
What is this?
Literally, you can come out. Marianne was gonna do a trial run.
Yes, yes.
I knew it was there because I dropped my hands off. Do not enter, but I turned right by the side.
She is.
Yeah, I used to do trial runs, but I don't stress about it anymore. It's like, just leave
We
5
really
minutes.
love it.
So I see it's, is that the same?
That's me.
Oh, you have this message? My wife's seen it.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you in a positive way.
Thank you for making that clear. Pam is one of several coaches that I have that yell at me when I do the wrong thing.
Hey, that was probably the best thing. He was kind of resilient and going, and I said, come on, so we get together, and then I just couldn't do it anymore.
It's not for everybody, but it's Bob's favorite.
I know, he enjoys it, he does all the practices. My husband, man.
Shut it down.
The whole group is coming.
You were supposed to remind me. You were supposed to remind me.
My littlest great-granddaughter will be Thanksgiving Day.
Her birthday, she was right to the day before Thanksgiving. She took her shirt off, she came home, oh wow, she came home.
Welcome to the regular meeting of the Bedford City Council. If you would please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Here.
Spinks?
Here.
Janutus?
Here.
Fluharty?
Here.
Smith?
Here.
Asbury?
Here.
Saunders?
Here. Council, you have the minutes of the work session of November 6, 2023. Any corrections to those?
Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Spinks, seconded by Janutus? Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the regular meeting of November 6th, 2023. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Asbury, seconded by Smith? Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the budget hearing meeting of November. You don't have that one?
Don't have that.
I just got here, so I.
Stan, those last two, would you put abstains for me because I wasn't here?
Just gonna try to get it right. I did that before, Steve.
Well, now it comes to one of my favorite things to do, for those of you that know. I love to give out proclamations. And I have one tonight for a young man that did something pretty incredible. He is a world champion, Zhuai champion. Went down to Brazil and brought home the gold world champion. I think that's awesome. And what's neat about it, he's from the Two Tigers Kung Fu School right here in Bedford. Little old Bedford, we have a world champion. And not only that, he joins his sister as a world champion. She was also. So you see the folks in the black t-shirts, they're all part of the Two Tigers Kung Fu School right here in town. It's pretty remarkable for a small school and be up there on the world stage. And I'm really excited about doing this, not only because it's here and the champ, but I'm also a student. I really am proud. What's neat is being part of the school there. I get to see this guy in action and working and with his dad here, and I mean, they're beating the heck out of each other. This is for real stuff you're doing. And we'll get into that in a little bit, but let me read this to you. Whereas Stephen Fleming brought home the gold medal from the Zhuai Pan Am World Cup in Agora, Brazil, on October 27, 2023, and whereas Stephen Fleming takes lessons Two Tiger Kung Fu in the city of Bedford, which is under the ownership of his parents, Robert and Heather Fleming. He has a sister, Mariah. And whereas Stephen Fleming is under the teachings of his father, Robert, the Flemings have won many national titles and are members of the USA International Zhuai team. And whereas Stephen Fleming's father was selected as one of the Elite Eight to represent the United States in Baoding, China in 2018. And whereas Stephen Fleming's sister won a world title at 17 years old in the first Zhuai World Cup ever held in the U.S. in 2017. And whereas Stephen Fleming and his family are proud not only to represent the United States and the city of Bedford as international champions, but also to pass on their passion and knowledge of Kung Fu to the whole community. Now therefore, I, Stan Cochee, Mayor of the City of Bedford, on behalf of City Council, the administration, and all the citizens of Bedford, extend congratulations to Stephen Fleming. say a few words, introduce your family.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you everybody. This is, Kung Fu's been a part of my life probably as long as I can remember. And the earliest memories I have are of me competing and teaching and training with my sister and my dad out in the driveway. So just to win something this big and to have everybody here is just so great and so thankful. This is my dad right here, Robert Fleming. This is my mom. In San Francisco. She won at 17 years old. We were there rooting for her. And so then I did it now with my dad. He competed with me in Brazil. It was fun. It was a great experience. Thank you all. Thank you.
Again,
I'd like to see him flip you one time.
taking lessons. Put my work clothes back on. I just think that's really neat. That's just a great thing for our city here.
Excuse me, Stan.
Yes.
Can I add something?
Sure.
We have two more winners this past weekend in Canada. Two more of the students won gold and a silver. So
Yeah.
they're here tonight.
Master Fleming, if you'd like to mention that.
Yes. Alyssa Bittinger took silver medal in the adult female division. So she went against an adult female who actually had on and off 20 years worth of experience. The score was 4-6. That's only one throw away from a win. So that is very good for a young middle school girl. Andrew Palensico won first place in his lightweight division. So he actually brought home the gold. So. That is their international cup. So we helped set up their program, and so there were quite a few different disciplines there, even judo, jiu-jitsu. So they did very well.
That's awesome. Great leader. We can wait a minute if you want to leave. You guys are welcome to stay for the meeting. I usually give a couple minutes if they have to go. I don't know if the kids need to get home to school, but if you guys want to hang around, that's great. I think that's the whole school. I think we have Dr. Johnson here I'd like to say a few words from our school district, our school superintendent. Thank you for being here.
Good evening, Mayor and all of Council, and thank you for this opportunity to speak. I also have with me Mr. Akins, our Board Vice President, who has joined me here tonight. And honestly, I don't have much. I just wanted to come before you and just thank the City of Bedford for your continued support, especially you, Mayor, all that you've done, and your ongoing support for myself, the board, and all of the students and staff of Bedford City School District with the passage of our bond. We definitely will be reaching out to the municipalities This is not our facilities plan, but it is the city's facilities plan. And we will need all of your support and your feedback and input over the next 5 years as we begin to build the building. So I just want to honestly thank you with much gratitude and honor and thanks. Thank you so much.
Congratulations on that, and now the work begins.
Yes, it does. It has begun. The conversations have begun. We will be coming forward with lots of feedback and updates. We also will share with you a website link so you can see live all the changes in action as they happen. But again, we definitely have started those conversations and we'll be reaching out soon to gather input and feedback. We definitely will need some members from all municipalities to sit on the committees as we move forward. But thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you.
very good, thank you. Congratulations.
Anything else?
Mr. Akins.
I just want to echo the sentiments of our superintendent, that we appreciate your support and we look forward to your input. Because as she stated, this is going to be a community project. We need to know what you would like to see in your city, as well as what we would like our students to have opportunities for if we want to work together on this initiative.
Very good. Looking forward to it. Is that it? Questions? Anybody have questions? No. Thank you for coming here and sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
I'm just
We'll
curious.
be in touch. Go ahead.
What do you anticipate breaking ground? I know it's a few, maybe a year or two out, but just curious.
Yes, the goal is to break ground early of 2025. And so again, the first step is to secure the architects, to come up with the plans, which is, as Mr. Akins talked about, the feedback. As you know, we were not permitted to do that prior to the passage of the bond. So now that we will begin moving forward with that and securing the architect. So the goal is early of 2025 that we will break ground for the first phase. Just as a reminder, the first phase would consist of the middle school on the Chanel property and the primary building behind Heskett.
Thank you.
The middle school and board office inside of the middle school. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Take care, guys. Have a good Thanksgiving.
All right, let's get on with old business, ordinance number 81-23.
Being an ordinance to make appropriations for current expenses and expenditures of the city of Bedford during the year 2024 and declaring an emergency.
It's our wish to put that on second reading. Can I have a motion for such? Janutus, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 89-23.
Sir, amending sections 1305.16 entitled Fee Schedules, section 1311.22 entitled Certificate of Inspection Fees, section 1311.32 entitled Certificate of Inspection for Rental Unit Fees, and section 1303.04 entitled Time and Fee regarding registration fees for contractors of the codified ordinances of the city and declaring an emergency.
And it's also our wish to put that on second reading. Can I have a motion for such? By Asbury, second by Saunders. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Reports. Mr. Mellis.
Thank you, Mayor. First, foremost, offer my congratulations. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
Also, just a couple of items this evening. One, friendly reminder that the annual tree lighting is scheduled for this Wednesday at 6 p.m. sharp. That is when the lights will be turned on. There will be other events taking place. Ice sculptures will be starting around 4:30. There will also be opportunities to visit with Santa and Mrs. Claus after that. So get down to the square. It'll be, as always, a great evening.
I think, not to interrupt, but I think there'll be a couple characters walking around.
Yes, there'll also be some characters walking around, photo op. Yeah. Photo opportunities for the children, so get down there early. It'll be a good time. Also wanted to mention that we officially closed on the transaction with the Cleveland Metro Parks for the sale of the property at Willis and Taylor. That is the approximately 6 acres that adjoins Viaduct Park. That closed, and for those of you not familiar with, the city sold that property to the Metro Parks with the intent that it will be developed. Short-term, Viaduct Park will be expanded with some trails. All that property will be cleaned up. Long-term, the Metro Parks has committed to constructing a Four Seasons facility that'll be on that site, that'll overlook Tinker's Creek. The city will have opportunities up to 12 occurrences a year for planning events, for if it's State of the City, if it's ward meetings, if it's programming through our Parks and Recreation Department. All of that is going to take place. So we're very excited about that. I think it is, when the city acquired that property about 8 years ago, we had a number of different developers that wanted to build some homes there, a couple other interested parties, and credit to City Council, they looked at it and said this is property that should be made available to the entire community and visitors of Bedford, because it's beautiful down there. And I think we made a great partnership with the Cleveland Metro Parks. So that officially closed on Friday, so job well done to council and the administration. Just a recap, I know I had mentioned the last council meeting, our staff was working to restore hydrants. We did finish just over 220 of those. We made our way through town with the weather cooperating with our new piece of equipment. Received some compliments on that as well. We are stopping for the year just due to the weather. We'll pick that back up in the spring, and we will have the entire city covered, all hydrants restored and repainted by next summer. Also in regards to the water department, as far as our water loss, I think we've hit the lowest number. I went back 8 years, and we've never been at this rate. We're collecting over 93% of all water that we're being billed from Cleveland Water. That does not happen by accident. For an old community that owns and operates their own public utility, to put it into perspective, 12 years ago that number was in the 50 percentile. So that is a tremendous job by our staff, and the processes that we have in place for identifying leaks, repairing leaks, and just being ahead of things as far as replacing some of these 1930 lines that we come to City Council with and ask for permission, and as far as contracts and bids, this is where you see the results of that. So well done to the staff. We do have we're participating in a walkthrough tomorrow with ODOT. We have 3 pages of punch list items for the Broadway job, so we'll be making our way through town with them and identifying some concerns that we had found during the project, and obviously afterwards, and we'll get those cleaned up. And lastly, leaf collection is ongoing. We have 3 crews out there. They are making their way through the entire city. They'll continue to do that as long as weather permits. We'll have staff out. So, end of report. Thank you.
Mr. Montillo.
Just want to congratulate the Flemings, the family, Stevens specifically, and wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. End of report.
Thank you. Mrs. Holland. I know.
What's your name, Miss?
I just wanted to say congratulations also to the Fleming family and to Stephen. That's a very great feat to accomplish. And if the whole family being able to do it as well. And That's all, thank you.
Thank you. We'll start with Mr. Janutus.
Thank you. Well, I have a lot to be thankful for, and congratulations to the gold medal winner. You'll always be Bedford's gold medal winner. I hope you. I just want to take a brief second to thank all my small circle of supporters who've always supported me all along the way here, and it's meant the world to me, and you've made it all worthwhile, so I love you all. And I'd like to congratulate Steve Selfie, because I think I grew up with the Selfie family as neighbors, and my sister played with his sister, and I knew his dad, and he was a great horseshoe player, and I used to hear the horseshoes clinging at night, and it's always a great thing, and I know Steve is going to do a good job. So congratulations. End of report. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Fluharty.
Congratulations to over there, the family. You're in my neighborhood, so it's a good place to be, become a winner. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and hopefully see everybody at the square. Might tell the guys that pick up the leaves, they're coming around pretty quickly, once a week at least, and that's good. They're getting caught up, and we've had decent weather, which has been good. So, end of report.
Thank you. Mr. Smith.
Congratulations for bringing the gold to Bedford. I would also like to thank all of those who voted for me and had the confidence in me to vote for me and have confidence for me to lead the ward for the next 4 years. Congratulations to our new councilman. Hopefully you can, well, the other one's not here, but Steve. Hopefully you will join us in moving the agenda of the city forward. It is my, I hope that we can involve the youth of our city, our city government, for they are the next leaders, and we need to take note of what they want. It's not just thinking what they want. We need to start talking to the youth in our community, find out what they want, and in that way, we can move forward, not just for the seniors, but for the whole community to move forward. That's what I think it's going to take. In the report.
Thank you. Mr. Asbury.
Thank you, Mayor. Congratulations to the Two Tigers team and the Flemings, and especially you, sir. I took Taekwondo for about 3 weeks 30-some years ago, and I know that's not your discipline, but if you ever want any, pointers like that. Yeah. My neck's sore anyways. Speaking of the tree lighting ceremony, Mike mentioned that there's going to be things for kids. We also have an adult game. BDA's second annual wine pool will be outside of Bedford Falls Cafe. We've got some nice bottles of wine donated. I'd like to thank former Council Representative Heather Rhodes for her generous donation, James D'Angelo from Casa D'Angelo, Macedonia for his generous donation. For $5, you get to take a pick of chips out of a bowl or a box, and if you're a winner, you get to pick your wine bottle. And even if you don't, you're donating to the Bedford Shop with a Cop program. So all proceeds are going to the Shop with a Cop program, trying to get as many kids to Target as we can this year. So that'll be available from 5:30 to 6:30. Also, the Bedford Downtown Alliance second annual mitten fence is set up between Spirit Apotheosis and Giannino's on the black wrought iron fence by the sidewalk. The idea is to, if you have something to donate, either new or gently used, clean hats, gloves, mittens, scarves, please do so. There's a rope with clothespins on it. We ask that you put them in a Ziploc bag, seal that up, hang them on the fence. We will also have Ziploc bags available at Spirit Apotheosis, Bedford Falls Cafe, and the Broadway Cycle Ring. So anything that you can donate would be greatly appreciated. And if you're in need, please take what you need. Again, with the animals, the weather is getting really cold, and we know December's coming, and the snow's gonna fly, and freezing rain and everything else. Please try and keep your pets under control. There's a lot of cats, especially, I've seen 2 or 3 just on my little block. So if there's 2 or 3 there, we've got a multitude throughout the city. So please try and keep your pets indoors, folks. Other than that, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving, and congratulations again. Great job.
Thank you. Mr. Saunders.
I'd like to say congratulations too. It's always nice to see something come out of Bedford that is positive instead of what you always seem to see is negative, although most of the negative is in Bedford Heights, so they keep claiming it's Bedford. But one of these days, the news media will get the 2 communities straight. But congratulations. Also like to congratulate Tony, who will be my replacement starting next year on council, and of course Steve, who will be Wally's replacement. Hopefully they will continue on, keep the city prosperous as it's pretty much has been. We've had our ups and downs, but we've always seemed to be able to work together and get through it. So hopefully that will continue. I'd also like to thank our EMS, because a month ago I ended up having to use them. I fell between my garage door and my truck in the garage in this little space, and I sort of got trapped in there, coming down hard on the concrete floor on my knees with full weight, and I couldn't get out. So I had to call EMS. Thankfully, I had my phone with me, and they managed to get me out after some struggle, because they couldn't figure out how I got in that little hole either, but we did. I like to do things big when I do them, but I do want to thank them for all the help they did, especially the following morning when I couldn't move and they had to transport me again. Though that time, I think they went a little excessive. They brought the entire fire department. They said I was important, but I didn't think so. But they did show up in force, and they're a good group of guys. And I'll say we probably have the best EMS and fire service in the county. And gals, that's right, there is one in there. So, in any case, I definitely want to thank them for the help that they provided. You probably noticed I missed the last council meeting because I was in rehab trying to get these knees back to working. But, and then the final thank you will be towards the city who helped participate and a garden club, Bedford Garden Club. They put a plaque in the garden behind the museum in dedication of my mother, who was a member for 63 straight years. She's been the longest continuous member of the Bedford Garden Club, and she was also one of the founding members for starting that garden behind the museum. So I want to thank all those involved with that, especially Barb McDaniels, who managed to push a lot of this through and get it handled. So it's very much appreciated by the family, and I want to thank everybody involved for that. And then also, happy Thanksgiving. Don't let the bird be the only thing stuffed, and continue on, and we'll move on to our Christmas celebration, actually starting the day before Christmas, or the day before Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Spinks.
Not to sound like a broken record, but congratulations, Stevens. And a big thank you to Mr. Flemings. No, even though my husband forgot to wear his shirt tonight, he did get the memo. Thank you for adding flexibility, strength, and a whole lot of other stuff to my husband's been going about a year now, and it was kind of me pushing him to get in there, and now he won't stop. He gets so excited about going, he even practices. He does his little films and stuff. So thank you for what you do. People don't realize how you touch our community. Being there, everybody saw from young to young at heart. I mean, what's your youngest What's your youngest student? Four?
Three.
Three. And what's your oldest student?
92.
Yeah, you're not the oldest.
I'm only 90.
Oh, 90.
Good thing you were here. You're not far up the next time.
I always feel awkward throwing it out periods.
But thank you, and he does a lot of stuff for our communities too, festivals and stuff. He always shows up, and it's really good. Busy kids, as Frank says, the kids are so important in our city. We do have good kids, and it's very important. It's kind of a circle that goes around. You start with our kids. The kids are our future here in Bedford, and DESPA kids are busy kids, are good kids. Talking about that, busy kids, is I recently went to a workshop, and it's talking about getting kids involved. And Dot, you're gonna love this. Kids live in apartments and they don't have a yard, or they don't have anything. But you can do a simple thing like starting seeds. You can grow your own things and own flowers in your house. If you have a windowsill. So if anybody would like to, I brought these back. There is some wildflowers, and yes, you can grow wildflowers in your house. You just need a good window, and it teaches them responsibility, and it gives something. Sometimes they can't have pets. They can see something grow, something for them to be proud of. And we've got basil and cilantro, which is good to eat. So it also teaches them that too. So it gives them something to do. So if you have someone that you think of, or if you'd like to have some seeds, please take a couple. And some more bragging rights about Bedford's very own is our very own Jennifer Schaff, which is our band director, is in New York City right now. Her and there's 399 music educators from all 50 states. They are there, and they perform today for a 9/11 memorial service. And on Thursday, be watching the Macy Day Parade, and you will see, if you see Snoopy, you'll see the second band performing in red. Look for our very own Jennifer Schaff. She will be there representing Bedford. So she was very excited, and I told her I was going to share that because our bands are amazing. We've got amazing everything here at Bedford. So also the museum is going to be opened during the tree lighting. So make sure you get over there and do some early Christmas shopping. And happy Thanksgiving. Have a very safe Thanksgiving. End of report.
Thank you. We'll get on with business. Ordinance number 90-23.
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Simplex for the purchase and installation of 2 Sophos XGS 2100 firewalls for the police department and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension. Spink, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final. Saunders, second by Asbury. Mike?
I can take it. As the ordinance reads, this is a IT upgrade for the police department. Actually, it is considered a priority item. We are replacing the current outdated WatchGuard firewalls. There's 2 of them with the new Sophos firewalls. The main reason that this is a priority is the watchdog have reached the end of their life. By the end of it started showing signs of failure. In addition to, at the end of the year, our licensing and support expires. They'll still function, but with the licensing and support expiring, there's a number of security features that become disabled. So that is our priority, one of the priorities of replacing these programs.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 91-23.
Authorizing a contract with Bright for the purchase of 10 GTAC mobile data terminal, otherwise known as MDT units, for the police department and declaring an emergency.
And a motion for suspension. Saunders, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Janutus. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. As the ordinance states, this is for the replacement of all 10 MDTs, which is the computer in all of our cruisers within the police department. Bright was the lower of the two quotes that we did receive, and our recommendation is to contract with them to purchase the G-Tech MDT. That came in at $43,061. The other quote was for Panasonic's, and that came in at $50,700.
Okay, call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 92-23.
Yes, sir. An ordinance authorizing a contract with North Coast Two-Way Radio to install the MTD units in the police cruisers, authorizing ordinance number 91-2023 and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Saunders, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Mike?
As stated, not only is it for the installation, but it is all of the MDT mounts, the keyboard mounts, all of that, all of the miscellaneous items that is necessary for the installation into the 10 cruisers.
Okay, call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 93-23.
Being an ordinance amending ordinance number 10,043-22, authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with GPT Group for engineering services within the city of Bedford and declaring an emergency.
This deals with fees. We would like to put that on first reading. And I have a motion for such by Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Abstain.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 94-23.
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Tinkers Creek Watershed Partners and declaring an emergency.
We have a motion for suspension by Smith, second by Saunders. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. This is an agreement with the Tinkers Creek Watershed. This is a nonprofit that was created to assist with the conservation of Tinkers Creek, and they've now expanded to include Brandywine Creek. We partner with them. Our fee annually is $1,000. They provide a number of different assistance. There's grants that are made available to member communities. They offer, if we need any assistance for reviewing or modifying legislation. We partnered with them a few years ago when we started exploring rain barrel legislation. Two big projects in town that they assisted with was when the bridge on Columbus, actually about 10 years ago, was replaced. Afterwards, there was a lot of land that was just left where a couple of homes were taken down after the fact. They came in, they addressed that creek, they did native plantings, they covered all of that at their expense. And then they also connected the city with another organization called Western Reserve Land Conservatory, where we ended up donating a large amount of land that was in a ravine, in essence. And that conservatory will provide the fact that it'll never get developed, but they'll also handle any erosion issues, make sure that stream is healthy. And it was something that we made that connection through the Tinkers Creek watershed. So it's a good partnership.
Yep, good. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 95-23.
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Sesco Solutions for the purchase of a fuel management system for the city and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension. Spinks, second by Janutus. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Saunders, second by Smith. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, this is to replace our existing fuel management system. So this system is down at the service department. It is software and hardware that controls 2 of our pumps that provide fuel, diesel, and regular fuel to all of the fleet in service, in police, in fire. The new software will control both of those pumps. But it also tracks all of that data as well. In order to pump any vehicle, individual has to have their own ID number. Every vehicle has an ID number. You have to enter in the mileage. You have to enter in which pump. It all tracks all of that. If anything does not match, if you put in a vehicle number that's a regular gas and you hit pump 2 for diesel, it's not going to work. So our existing software is showing signs of failure. This has been proposed in the last couple of budgets that we've cut out, and we were able to identify funds in this year's budget to cover the cost of replacing this, and our recommendation is to replace it. SSECO Solutions is listed under Sourcewell, which is the state bid price, so there is not a need to go out and bid this out. They are the lowest that we would get.
Good. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 96-23.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 10,010-22, authorizing and directing the city manager to enter into a change order regarding an existing contract with Fabrizi Trucking and Paving Company and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Mike?
Yes.
Once again.
This change order actually will reflect the overall projects, the water lines that we did at Ennis and Harriman. The change order actually lowers the total that we spent. When you're dealing with water line replacements, you cannot use those funds out of an enterprise fund to cover the replacement of the roadway, the entire roadway. You are able to replace the roadway, as we refer to as the trench, that has to come up to replace that water line. Initially, the plan was to replace the entire roadway at Ennis and at Harriman, which would have increased the budget. After looking at it, when we were replacing Harriman, we identified some issues in the Washington Court water line. That also was a water line from the 1930s, and we believed that it would be more responsible to, in lieu of replacing all of the entire roadway at Harriman and Ennis, use some of the funds, which would be less in the overall project, to replace the water line on Washington Court. We would then go back at a later time and address the roadways when there's funds available. So what this change order is it's spending less money, it's just redirecting how much comes out of the enterprise fund and how much comes out of the capital fund.
Good. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance 97-23.
Also authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Atwell's Police and Fire Equipment for the purchase of tactical ballistic vests and body armor for the fire department and declaring an emergency.
It's our wish to put that on a first reading. Mike, would you like to say a couple words about this?
Yeah, it was, we received donations. One of the donations earmarked for the safety of, or any equipment associated with the fire department. We've combined that with another donation, and the goal is to provide this gear for all of the members of the department. There's already a couple members that have it already because they are part of a response unit for SEAL and SWAT, so they were provided with this gear anyways in the event that they have to respond accordingly with that unit.
Call the roll, please. I have a motion for first reading. Saunders, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Couple more to go. Ordinance number 98-23.
Authorizing a contract with W.S. Darley and Company for the purchase of a gear dryer for the fire department and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Saunders, second by Asbury. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. City received a grant of approximately $8,000 through the Bureau of Workers' Compensation for the purchase of a mobile drying unit for the fire department. We identified a unit, it's a mobile unit that only when needed, we can wheel it out, utilize it for all of our turnout gear, all of our hoses. And what that'll allow it to do is that all of that will be able to be dried quickly, safely. It'll minimize all shrinking, and then get it back up in service to make sure the guys' turnout gears are available and hoses are available quickly. We did check for two other quotes. The two other providers, they're permanent units, which have to be mounted and stationed in one particular location. The reason we want to go with the mobile unit is because obviously it's not utilized all the time. We can bring that out, utilize it, and put it back into storage. Overall, it's going to cost the city just over $1,100 to get this unit, which is over $9,000 because of that grant award.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 99-23.
Is an ordinance amending sections 178.062 entitled Net Profit Income Subject to Net Profit Tax, Alternative Apportionment, section 178.094 entitled Extension of Time to File, and section 178.10 entitled Penalty, Interest, Fees, and Charges of chapter 178 of our code. It's our municipal income tax code for the tax years commencing January 1st, 2023, and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension, Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final. Fluharty, second by Spinks. Jennifer?
Thank you, Mayor. So in June of this year, House Bill 33 was passed, and as part of that House bill, we are now required to amend our municipal income tax code, section 178, to be in compliance with Ohio Revised Code, section 718. So that's what this is about. The major changes that will affect us are, starting in tax year 2023, we will only be able to charge a penalty of $25 total, where prior years you're allowed to charge $25 per month up to $150. It also provides an extra month for net profits to file on extension. So instead of filing in October, they can file in November if they choose. And the other major change is starting for tax years 2023 and forward. We are no longer be able to reach out to anyone who has already obtained an extension to let them know that they need to file by the filing deadline of April 15th, because if they have an extension, they have until October 15th. We're also not allowed to ask them if they have an extension. So that part's a little different, but those are the major changes that we're required to put into effect by January 1st of '24.
All right. Questions? Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Now we come to the hearing of citizens. If you wish to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address, and your comment.
Good evening, Helen Briggs, 149 Grand Boulevard, and I just wanted to congratulate Stephen and the entire Fleming family. I absolutely had no doubt that you'd be bringing back the gold, and I know this because I trained with Stephen and with Instructor Fleming, so I know what both of them are capable of, and I know I'm one of those young at heart students that Sandy mentioned. So I'm one of the older ones that are there, and I just wanted to say it's you know, you think that it's something that your kids sign up for, and I absolutely love the fact that I'm one of the older adults and I'm there, and I train with a lot of really young kids too. So one of my sparring partners is a 13-year-old boy, and I figured, oh, he's gonna love sparring with me, but we've actually become really good friends. It's a family environment. This is something that the Fleming family have put together. It's, if you walk through the door, you become a member of their family. And it's a wonderful place, it's a wonderful asset in our community. And really, I'm old, and I have two really bad knees, and and I love every second. I just wanted to let you know, the reason why I started at Two Tigers is because I won a gift certificate from the Chocolate Walk. And I figured, sure, I've never done anything like this, I'll give it a whirl, see what happens. And it's 2.5 years later, and I love every second of it. So it's something that I hope more people join, especially these days when you're in front of a computer all day, or on your cell phone all day, or you drive from point A to point B, everyone's stationary. And this was something that I needed because I was way too stationary for too many hours a day. And I feel great, and I, you know, working with the Fleming family is just fantastic. So I just wanted to just say that, congratulations again, and thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jay Watson, 40 Berwyn. My general topic is public safety. More specifically, operating motor vehicles, at least within our borders. And I'd like to just go about with examples of what I am seeing people operate their vehicles in our city limits. Running red lights seem to be very common. And to me, I'm very concerned about it. Just this past weekend, I stopped going north on Northfield, stopped at Rockside Road. Big SUVs way behind me. Lights already red. Just runs right straight through. No problem. And I see it often, that kind of example. Not too long ago, I'm leaving from Union on Northfield, heading up towards Solon. The southbound lane was not busy because I guess the light had stopped it. But going north, someone comes out, gets into the southbound lane, speeds up, goes all the way across that bridge, didn't care at all, went through the light that was red, went straight on through. Another example. I'm seeing it often, people don't have a regard for when the sign says, don't turn on red. They just turn on red. Sometimes they don't even stop to turn on red, they just keep on going. I'm also seeing where drivers are using or demonstrating impatience, where they're behind me or behind the traffic light and they're stopped. What they will do is cut through business parking lots, just keep on going. I'm also observing where when I have visited downtown events and we have the vendors, you know, along the sidewalk, that the people who want to patronize those vendors have no regard about walking in the street and will dare you as if you better not hit them. And versus staying on the sidewalk of the pavilion, if that's the proper word, they will create a line out in the street to buy the service of what the vendors are serving. I've also seen many times that people have a disregard for school zones. This morning I'm going up Columbus and at Perkins where Heskett is. Traffic person comes out there, got a thing, want to make sure the kids are safe. I just zoomed right on through. Didn't have any regard, didn't slow down. But she's out there, she's out there. I have also observed coming from the Bedford High School when I'm traveling south on Northfield and towards my home. I'm doing a traffic speed, 20, and there's just people just zooming by me. And there have been occasions where there's a police officer off over into the Chanel area, and I'm looking and we're saying, what's the deal here? Don't you see what I see? I also see where within the city, people run the stop signs in neighborhoods, no regard. You hear that car revving up and they just keep on flying through the stop signs. I don't have an answer for it. Like I said, this is my concern for public safety. What I can say, though, that when I first came to Bedford, I saw a lot of police officers or police people enforcing the school zone speed. I don't see that as often as I used to. There used to be a police officer frequently over there at Solon and Northfield in that garage area, watching people come across that bridge. I don't see a police officer over there catching those people coming across that bridge, or even being visible to discourage it. So my concern is that we've got kids, and we all see them, particularly during school, they're walking, they aren't paying attention where they're going. They're going across the intersection, they're just doing this. And they're hoping that somebody's going to be considered not him. So there's a lot that I have concern about in terms of the public safety when it comes to motor vehicle and at least the borders of Bedford. And I say I don't have a solution. I'm not trying to blame it on the police department, but I would venture to say no one on this panel can deny what I'm saying. So I'm going to sit down. I'm not expecting a response. I just want to say I'm a citizen of this community, and this is something that troubles me. Thank you.
Thank you. And I can say we've all seen that. I know our police department is doing all they can. Fortunately, these days, they're a lot busier than they used to be, and they can't do some of this babysitting of the people. It's sad, and it's not just Bedford. It's every community you go in. I don't care where you're at. Just in Atlanta, Georgia. It's the #1 city in the country for getting in a traffic accident because of the way they drive down there. What we got here ain't nothing like what they drag down there. Horrible. That doesn't make ours any better. And I know that's home, and the police, we get these calls all the time, we talk about it all the time, the police are dealing with it daily. They're just busy. If we had more money in our budget, we'd hire more police officers, and we gotta have them sitting. But we do good, and there's writing tickets left and right. I don't know if you wanna touch on that, Mike.
Yeah, no, I'll just add, I think a lot of it is, if you look at our calls of service. I mean, where, 20 years ago might be what the calls of service, the amount of call volume coming in. I think just from last year to this year, we're projected to respond to 1,100 plus calls for service than last year. When you're dealing with 6 officers or 5 officers, whatever that may be on a shift, that many more calls of service, there's not a whole lot of, I see it, I come in the evenings, night shift, day shifts, there isn't downtime. There's no downtime. We went over our budget, we talk about our revenue, the amount of tickets council saw, all of those have gone up. I think parking complaints, overnight parking, those quality of life issues, we're not gonna double that from last year, but we're way over what we issued from the year before. So, your concerns are noted, we've seen it, I've seen some of that, it's come up in our mayors and managers discussions with all of the mayors from Northeast Ohio. It's challenging. In a perfect world, we'd add 3 more officers per shift. But with that being said, I have talked to the chief, I've talked with our lieutenants and sergeants. We're talking about what measures can be taken as far as just public safety in general. How do we utilize technology better? How do we use technology more? We talk about cameras, we talk about flat cameras, we've installed 16 of those. If you're at the last council meeting, I talked about one of those, once again, caught a stolen vehicle out of Cleveland, flying right through town. Our guys stopped them on Solon Road, made the arrest, recovered the vehicle. They weren't from here. Not that that matters, but it's technology like that that'll help make an improvement. But I can tell you there's no downtime. It's not like, we can sit around and, stick a guy in each ward and just monitor it. Our calls of service has dramatically increased. And like I said, we're on pace for well over, 1,000 just in this year compared to last year.
Anyone else?
My name is Denise Lachowski. I'm a resident at 745 Archer Road. I'm also a member of the Civil Service Commission in the city. So first I'd want to offer thanks to Councilman Saunders and Councilman Janutis for your service to the city. You've done a tough job. Thank you. Additionally, I would like to say that as a member of the commission, the Civil Service Commission, we're going to have a vacancy on our commission, and it's a position that gets filled with nominations from the council, and then decisions get made as to who those replacements should be for our commission. So I would encourage that the council act quickly and swiftly to consider people to be nominated and considered for the opening that's going to occur. We've got important work ahead of us in this coming year on the commission, and it'd be good to have a full team to work with from the get-go at the start of the year. Right now, in the vein of, I'm going to pick up a theme from Councilman Smith in terms of engaging the youth in our community, but also having diversity and representation so that the commission truly represents the breadth of the community. I would ask the council to consider, right now we've got representation from most wards, but we don't have any representation from Ward 1 or Ward 5 currently on the commission. We don't have anyone younger than 55 on the commission. And in terms of persons of color, right now that's the one person who's going to be moving into a position on council. So I would just ask you that in terms of representing our community and finding people who are going to work together on the commission, that is going to be
have a role to play in terms of who we're hiring for our safety forces. I just encourage you to act swiftly and considerately for our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, can I have a motion for adjournment by Spinks, second by Janutus. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks.
Thank you for being here, and thank you to the people at home.